The working environment needs to be fun. Everything you're doing in life needs to be fun.
How do we support our own institutions? How do we support our own businesses?
We feel that with the black man spending $20 billion a year, not setting up any businesses, not creating any industry, not creating any job opportunities for his own town, he's not in a moral position to tell the white man that he's discriminating against him.
And instead of breaking somebody down, I look at what they do great and I go, wow, people that love and really want great for themselves go, what are they doing right?
What's good? Welcome to another episode of It's Black It's Lit. I'm your host, Town, here on location at My T by Design Therapeutic Art Studios. And today, I'm joined by the brilliantly black and talented Miss LaKisha Bradley.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show with us today.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you guys here.
It should be an amazing episode, and I'm looking forward to talking more about your studio and all the work that you do. So just for starters, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you're from originally.
So I'm originally from a small town in southern Arkansas called Lewisville. Population 1,246, one street light. But a town that is full of history, full of growth and opportunity, and full of love and pain. But it's a place, it's my foundation. It's what has brought me to where I am at today and continuing to go.
So how'd you end up here in Northwest Arkansas?
Actually through Walmart. So I graduated from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Go Golden Lions, yeah. And after graduating from UAPB, I transitioned to Macon, Georgia, and worked in the Warner Robins, Central Georgia area for about 6 years for Walmart, and working in several different capacities within the stores, and then got an opportunity to come to Northwest Arkansas and take on a role in the training and development area and leading teams with training. And it just kind of blossomed and grew from there, and that's how I got here. Initially, I'll be honest with you, I wanted to live in Little Rock. I'd never been to Northwest Arkansas, and it was like, no, that would be a very long commute each day. Yeah. But no, I'm glad that I'm here. I know that God placed me here, and I'm just continuing to call this place, this is my home.
That's amazing. So tell me how you got interested in art therapy and why is it such a passion for you?
So it was a moment, I guess I'll say, it was a conglomeration of being in alignment in my gift and then my calling. Again, like I said, I worked for Walmart for like 16 years and loved what I did. I believed in the mission of helping people save money so that they can live better. I could tell you I bled blue. That was me. I really loved the role that I was in. And during that time frame, I got what you call the whispers. And if y'all don't know what the whispers are, like, what is that? The whisper is when something's telling you you're supposed to be doing something different and you say, no, I'm good, I'm comfortable, I'm gonna stay right here. That was my whisper, and it kept saying that it was time to make a change. It was time to move on. And I fought it hard until that whisper became a loud roar. And I chose to listen to it. I took a leap of faith into a world that it was the unknown for me. I grew up in a company, I grew up in security, and I'll just be honest with you, God had to let me know real quick, that was not your security, I am. And it brought me back to a moment where I started back painting. And so my dad actually taught me how to paint growing up, and the skill sets around that. And I did it in high school, and I dabbled in it a little bit in college, and then I put it on the shelf. So a lot of people are shocked when they hear about me painting, because they're like, I never knew that you could even do that, because I really didn't talk about it much. And as I started back doing that, I said I want to marry up my gift of the talents that I learned and skill sets from Walmart through training and development, and tie that into my passion of art and my purpose in enjoying and helping people see their value and know their worth. And so that's kind of how it all blended together to where I'm at today.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me about the vision that you have for your career, and talk to me about the steps that you've already accomplished to help achieve the goals that you've set.
The vision that I have is kind of interesting because it's really not my vision, it's God's vision.
Already.
And you know, at one point in my life, I used to kind of be nervous about speaking on that because you had to be politically correct and mindful of that. But I mean, he really had to bring me back to understanding that it's him who brought me to this. And so my vision with Mighty by Design, it's a metaphor. So it means that we're all mighty by God's design. We all got unique gifts within ourselves, but we got to believe in it in order for it to come out. And so the mission is helping individuals see their value and know their worth. Because through this journey, I had lost that. I had lost who I was as an individual. And so I had to get back to that. So I utilized art as the gateway to holistic healing. And so when an individual sees their value and knows their worth, then we're in the process of now helping to restore the families. And when you restore the family, now we're restoring communities. And so that's really what the vision is for this, in helping empower others through this process and this journey that I'm on, to see their value, know their worth, feel empowered. If it's starting a business, if it's rejuvenating your family, rejuvenating yourself, that's what we're doing today.
How do you show people the power of art to rejuvenate or to refocus themselves and to find that purpose and that passion?
It's really interesting because, like I said, I've been going on this journey. I've really had a great opportunity just to see us individuals through our walks through the canvas. And so we host different types of events and workshops and activities. And every time I put someone in front of, they get in front of that canvas, it's like, oh, you about to judge me. And it's helping to remind them that the judging starts with you first. It starts with you believing. You believe in yourself, trust me, everybody else gonna believe in exactly what you want. And how I came to that realization was when I was going through this process of getting back into my artistry. I was like, I don't paint like everybody do today. I paint off the vibe. I paint off the feeling, the energy within that moment. And I took my kids to Crystal Bridges. And as we were going through Crystal Bridges, I came across a painting that was great. And I said, well, now, how did this great painting get into Crystal Bridges? Because I know they about to pay a bit of money for it to even get in here. And initially it became what I call my Oprah aha moment, because it really wasn't about the painting. It was about the artist chose to believe in themselves, and when they chose to believe in themselves, others latched on. That's how their painting got into Crystal Bridges. And so that's what I try to do with individuals and myself through this process, is continuing to believe in yourself, see your value, know your worth. It starts with us.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So talk to me about the challenges that you faced along your journey. What has been some of the biggest obstacles that you've overcome to get not only an understanding of your own value, but to bring that empowerment to others?
So when I initially took the leap, it was the scariest thing I had did in my life, honestly. And that's compared to birthing my own children, because it was a security, a foundation that I was able to provide for my family, because we didn't come from much. We come from, you gotta work hard to get what you need. And when that ground became shaky, the challenge was, again, going back and believing and trusting the process. And so it has been that, but it's made me so much stronger, so much stronger. Moving into this realm, I initially started out at mobile. I just wanted to do this at the church for the kids and the youth, called Conversation and Paint, where we do topics. And whatever that subject is, we talk about it, and I'm gonna let you paint what you took away from it. Then you have the opportunity with your own power of your story from your painting to keep it going and the conversation going. And it just kind of grew from there into where today, we serve the juvenile detention centers. We go to Benton County. We have our community paint nights. We do events here at the studio. So now we have, counselors. So Carson Counseling is one of our counselors here who jumped on this journey, this leap with me. And we have a new counselor that has joined on that will focus on evenings and weekends, primarily called the Agape Center. And so she's going to have primarily focus with premarital and marital counseling. And the team that has joined on with this, it's been a journey. It has not been easy. I will tell you that right now. It has not been easy. I don't do this on alone. This has been all out of pocket. And especially as a African American entrepreneur in a, growing area, I'll say that, from a culture perspective, it's been a lot of getting out and building relationships, being able to engage in the community and finding unique ways to be able to grow this business to the level that we really want to take it, which is this mission that we're on right now.
So what advice would you give to a young person that's aspiring to pursue a career in professional art and honestly look at options or career options in entrepreneurship around different forms of therapy? This is an amazing blueprint that you've established, and I think that there's something for young people to gather out of pursuing ways of healing through creativity. So talk to me about what you would tell a young person about that.
Yes, hashtag move forward. Remember that. Hashtag move forward. And what that means is don't give up on your dream. If the seed has been placed inside of you, know that it's stirring up and it's going through its process to continue to grow and make such a greater impact in this garden we call life. And don't quit. Build relationships. Learn your craft. Get a mentor. That's one of the things that I had to do, is to get a mentor in the business realm and to be able to bounce off ideas and things. Partnerships, collaborations, partnering with other organizations. One of our key business models is the partnerships and collaboration. So I partner with Lighthouse Solutions, which is a nonprofit organization where their mission is around see a need, fill a need. Just partnering with Air for Ariel Foundation, what you guys are doing. That's the key. Partnering with other small businesses like 612 Coffee House and Bar, because it's the community helping the community, and that's how we grow the community. Plant the seed, watch it grow. And one thing to remember, and I have to give a shout out to Monique, if she's ever gonna watch this, but she comes into my studio and she does a lot of just investing in to the space. If it's just bringing people in and those different things, but helping support this mission and this business. But one thing that she told me one day, and we had to put it on the board that we have over here, and it's called God Cannot Bless Who You Pretend to Be. So don't go out trying to be like anybody else. Be you. Again, see your value and know your worth and who you are, and watch the impact that it will make. Not only in the communities, but communities outside of this community. And it will continue to further grow.
Man, thank you so much for sharing that. So tell us where we can find out more about My Tea by Design and all the amazing work that you're doing.
So you can check us out on our website, which is www.myteabydesign.com, which is just take the hyphens out. And you can also check us out on Instagram, and you can check us out on Facebook. We have several different mediums that you can come in and then just come to the studio, 392 East Sun Bridge here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Come into the space. You'll see that it's very unique, because it's a space where our mission is that we hope that you feel better than when you came. So if you came in feeling good, you should leave feeling like a rock star. And so we do a lot of different things here. If you are an artist or an up-and-coming artist and you're looking for a space to be able to start the process or grow your dream, that's what this space is for. So if you want to host your own workshops or events or activities, I got this space here available for you, because it's not just mine, but it is the community's.
We certainly appreciate you stopping by the show with us today. We're so proud of all the amazing work that you're doing, and it can't be stated more about the impact that you're having on helping people heal and helping people realize their purpose and their own value. You know, that's something that we all need to try to continue to push further in the world. And so we appreciate the work that you're doing. We're excited to see you be a visionary that's creating change for people like you and me. Everybody go check out My T by Design, come by the studio, check out the website, follow them on social media. Up next on This Black is Lit, we're gonna have another edition of Get Out Your Feelings and our word of the day. What's good? It's your boy Town the Hood Scholar. It's time to get out your feelings.
Got me in my feelings. Got me in my feelings. Gotta be real with it. Get up out your feelings for this chopper, make you dance like shit.
Today, we're gonna talk about art transforming lives. Art is power, and art is powerful. Art has been used by all peoples to express, to question, to teach and critique, to mourn and to heal. Art commodifies attention, inviting reflection and introspection. For Africans and their descendants around the world, art sustains a metaphysical lineage to cultures that have been historically dissolved. Art can better help us understand ourselves, as it has for my friend Kenneth. Kenneth was sentenced to death at the age of 18 for a murder he didn't commit and has been living in solitary confinement since 1993. But art transformed his life. Listen to Kenneth perform a selection of his powerful piece, By 18.
By 18, Episode 3, written by Kenneth Reams. After 3 long, formidable days of introducing evidence and listening to contentious testimony in open court, both parties, the DA and the public defender, who was designated to represent me in the proceedings, ceased all course of action and advised the court that they rest the case. The judge then slightly turned and faced the body of impaneled jurors and began verbally reading them their final jury instructions according to law. By social standards south of the Mason-Dixon line, this was supposed to be a qualified group of my peers, a fair and impartial jury. However, when it became blatantly obvious on day 1 of jury voir dire that the judge was allowing the DA to systematically exclude African Americans from the jury pool solely on the count of their race, I knew that the bogus slogan, fair and impartial, would serve as a vain and deflated truth for me. The only thing remaining now was the conclusion. Just after nightfall on Thursday, December the 16th, 1993, one by one, in an orderly, single-file line, the 12 jurors, composed of 11 whites and 1 black, began exiting the crowded courtroom to deliberate whether to sentence me to life in prison without the possibility of parole or death by lethal injection. Then suddenly, in the corner of my eye, in that peripheral field of my vision, I could see and sense the sensation of physical aggression beginning to ooze from the well-dressed, elderly, gray-headed white man as he unexpectedly sprung with a leap to his feet from the seat he occupied next to the middle-aged lady on the wood bench in the gallery area of the courtroom. I calculated his height to be about 6 feet tall as he reached measurable length. Then, without warning, crudely, rudely, and abruptly, with threatening vigor, his full-tone voice powerfully and loudly spewed out the 3-word statement, "Kill that nigger." Instantly, it sent quivers of his vigorous energy throughout the entire room. The moment was serious, strong, piercing, and surreal. I could feel the vibration of anger, rage, and hate reverberating from the emotional depth behind the racist remark. It clearly sent visceral shock waves through everyone. Visually, as I scanned the whole courtroom, I could detect the stunning element of sudden dismay on the face of the court reporter. Different audience members sitting in the gallery surrounding the elderly man, the district attorney, and several of the exiting jurors as they stopped, turned, and locked their eyes directly on him and then me. The brief sequence felt like a scene you would see in a Hollywood movie, but this fleeting moment was for real. I wasn't the menace to society as the DA labeled me to be, nor was I that gun-packing gangster that he so imaginatively, poignantly, and poetically depicted for the jury. Yes, I had committed misdeeds in my life, but I was far from being the intimidating threat I was being judged to be. No one in the trial's proceeding knew the complete truth other than me. The Lee's DA version of the crime's events was full of hocus pocus and was confusing at best. 1 minute he told the jury I was the shooter, then 3 winks later spoke of me as simply being the accomplice to the crime and murder. Nonetheless, my incompetent defense counsel refused to call Alfred into court as a witness on my behalf, which left the juror's mind open to the assumption that I was the actual shooter. To me, the full trial felt like a sham against the principles of law. Back in the hood, in the environment I was originally from, we labeled these kind of perverted procedures as a nigger being railroaded in a kangaroo court. But this was my fate for refusing to plead guilty. Now, my future and my life hung in the balance of justice in this clean, white, modern, but eerie feeling courthouse full of onlookers, many of whom I had never seen before. Without hesitation, almost simultaneously, you could hear the judge striking his gavel against the wood plaque, demanding repeatedly with strong authority, "Order in the courtroom, order in the courtroom, order in the court." To which the disorderly white man complied and calmly sat back down. But the prior milliseconds were irreversible. The damage had been done. The outer line commotion was an influencing message that could not be erased from the juror's conscience. This everyone knew. During deliberation, I waited for what felt like an endless, immeasurable amount of time. Then, at 9:00 p.m. sharp, the jailer announced to me that the jury had reached its verdict. Even though I didn't pull the trigger, I was sentenced to death and became the youngest condemned inmate on death row in Arkansas at 18.
All the art you see was created by Kenneth in his cell, demonstrating art's liberating capabilities. Basically, art transforms lives and brings people together. By tapping into art's transformative powers, we can restore pride in ourselves and in our communities, create entrepreneurship, and sustain economic strength.
Transform. Verb. To make a thorough or dramatic change in the form, appearance, or character of. We can transform the world by starting with ourselves.
I know you're gonna dig this.